Hello and welcome back. My name is Rabellaka, and today is part 7 of the Tiny Town Shell Challenge, where I'm taking the Tiny Town Challenge that was created by Deligracy, and I'm using a shell that was created by Dabney Mallory, who streams on Twitch, and making every house using the same shell. And the final house that I have to build, which ironically was the first one that Deligracy did when she did her challenge, is for Beatrice Jam, whose skill is cooking and baking, and her style is cottage. So this is, oh, and her color is pink too. So this is a pink cottage, obviously. And so I had some ideas about this. One of the things I decided I really needed to do was to put in some sort of a greenhouse that I could use like a roof piece to do that. And it had to have a thatched roof and it had to be cute. So I got the setup here, and there is not a lot of space here. It is the last one, and it's fairly centered in this slot, but there is just not a lot of space left. So I divided it up into the rooms. So I have to have a kitchen, obviously, since she does baking, and there's needs to be a bedroom and a living room and a dining room and a bathroom, and of course I wanted to have a greenhouse as well. So I put some archways up between the kitchen and the dining room and the living room, and then I was just trying to figure out what I wanted to do for doors. And there are some things here that were included, so I put them. I tried to use some of them. I don't use them all. I don't think I use the same fridge and stove. Oh, and I also I fixed up some of the terrain paint on some of the other houses. Here it looks like with the I had some yellow flowers that were there. I don't know why I didn't do this at the time when I built this house, but no, I just fixed up some terrain on some of the other houses here while I was at it. It looks like. And some things that I forgot, like outdoor garbage pails. But, I mean, for the most part, everything was done one at a time. But I did sometimes find things that I'd forgotten, like garbage pails for most of the houses, and also mailboxes. So I just put those around. So getting back to this house, I decided I needed, well, I put the mailbox in. I also wanted to have a sales table from Home Chef Hustle with the pancake maker. I guess it's a waffle maker, isn't it? Waffle maker, and I also have a couple of goats sitting here because if I wanted to do fresh ingredients, which is why I wanted to have a greenhouse, I also want to be able to have fresh eggs and milk. Unfortunately, we can't make our own flour and sugar in this game without some custom content. And having a shed for a cow just takes up way too much space in this small little lot. But we have goats now, so I put a couple of goats in there so we can get a couple of bottles of milk per day from the goats. Yeah, and that'll be all set up later on. They're just sitting there waiting. So the interior of this house is pink, and so I tried to put different styles of walls. There's a lot of wallpaper because I think that's very commonly used in a lot of kind of like cottagey houses. And then you can see I'm trying to add on a roof for a greenhouse. I had it at the back at first, but there wasn't really a lot of space, so I actually put it here at the front of the house. And then I used some windows from the greenhouse kit to go in there, and as well as just the clear roof too. And then I used some of the stones from the it's the Castle Estate kit. I really like the ones with the moss. I wish they were the white stones instead of the kind of creamy stones that have the moss on them, but can't do anything about that. And then also I wanted to have the thatched roof, so I have that here, and I have the little cap on the front of it. I can't remember if I kept that cap or not. Probably not, because I wanted to have slightly curved roofs. And I just don't like the way that the cap looks with it, because it's best for a specific shape. I like the idea of those little caps, but they just don't always work. And I was having a hard time with the roof. I didn't like having, like, it seems so tall. I don't like it having so many peaks on it. But in the end, I think it does end up having a lot of different peaks. It just is a very odd shaped roof for this, but whatever. It works out in the end. And then I have the little matching windows with the thatched roof as well. So, but yeah, I worked on this roof for quite a while trying to get it to match what I wanted. And I think in the end it actually does look really nice. So, let's see. Still working on it because I wanted to. So what I ended up having to do was to put the roof come out past the edge of the house, and then that made it look nice. So I made a little sheltered area. You can see a little post there, and I ended up using that sheltered area. We'll see here in a second. There we go. Feeding stations for the goats. I put the 2 goats over there. I have some bee boxes and a chicken coop. So there we have honey, we have milk, we have eggs. And then I put a little fence in here with a little gate so you can actually get to them and look after them. But in the front, I'll move the tree out of the way. In the front is going to be a large garden. So, but then I moved to the inside, and we have our fireplace here for our for the living room. And then I decided to go and work on the greenhouse area a bit actually. So I'm just moving all the stuff out here. So all of the little plant seed packets are moved, and I put them on this little table that's also from the greenhouse haven kit. And some shelves. I like how this turned out actually. I think it looks really cute. I don't know how functional it is. I tried to make everything as functional as possible, but some of the stuff, I mean, I never tested it, but I think it should be functional. So the kitchen ended up being quite large actually, and there's tons of room for different things like so we've got our fridge and our stove here. Yeah, I did not use the ones that came with it. So we've got another waffle maker. I've got the Instant Pot, the mixer. I got a pizza maker, popcorn maker. Can make everything, I think. The only thing I don't have in there is like a coffee machine or kettle, but that's okay. That's more for drinks anyways. And I did put ceilings in, although there's a bug right now when you do a tour of the house that they look blue because of this bug, that the ceiling bug. And it's very unfortunate, and I don't like it. But so you may not see much of the ceiling in this one. And then this is the bedroom here with the roses on the wall, and I tried to make it look very rustic, but cute rustic. So it's like a fairy tale cottage, I think. And then I also have the crystals that Deligracy left with the beginning things as well, so I put those up on the fireplace. I have some books, we can actually do some reading. Put a clock in. I don't usually put clocks in, but I thought that was a good idea. We have a couple of electronics here, so we've got the fire, the smoke detector in the kitchen, and the temperature in the dining room. And I put a big rug in the room here to fill up, it actually fills up most of the space. So, and then I have a little desk, and this room seemed really big, so I do change it later on. I think everything just gets pushed back, but it does change later on, you'll see. I ended up using part of the room for something else. And then we have a pink bathroom. I like these pink tiles. Actually, another swatch of this one is white with black stripes, and then has like a mint green on the top. And that's almost identical to it's almost identical to the walls in my actual bathroom in my house. So I always get a kick out of that the tile there. And then I also put in a wash tub and a clothesline here. I had a hard time finding the clothesline, but it is there, so there we go. And I just used that to fill up that little nook there because I didn't know what to do with it. There's just this little tiny gap there. So, and there's our garden here with Patchy and some more flowers. And And there I have the nectar making machine. I couldn't figure out what to do with it. And this is when I made the bedroom just a little bit smaller and moved the curtains around a bit. Couldn't get the windows in the right spot. I'm not sure why those curtains are so hard to get to go in the right spot. They just don't clip to the windows properly. They're always like too tall or too short. But so it did take a little bit of effort, but I did get them to work there finally. And I moved that cardboard box over into the greenhouse and put something on top of it. So there we have the nectar maker in a tiny little room beside the bedroom. I even left the wallpaper the same. And it's just hidden out of the way. And so I put a couple of racks there because there is no basement. So the racks are there to age the nectar. And then I wanted to use some things from Debug. Oh, the chickens, I think. Yeah, I put chickens in here. So we put a bunch of chickens in, those little chicks. And it was actually harder than I thought it would be to find the chickens for some reason. They just didn't want to show up. So, and the fence is doing the little funny thing there where it's one part of it is up on a platform and the other part is down lower. It does kind of line up, and I've got tons of mushrooms here. I've got stumps with mushrooms. I've got little single mushrooms. I think I even found some that were like sets of mushrooms. I have some debug ivy, or that's not ivy. That is wisteria, and I have wisteria all around here. And then I found that little cart that's dumped over with the plants falling out. I love that. It's so adorable. There we go. See, there's more mushrooms. Lots of mushrooms. They're just for show, though. And then, so I thought that she could have some of the larger plants over in that garden area. And I've got a little pathway there. Well, it's not really a pathway. It's almost more like a patio there for doing the laundry. And just get some more of the train here, get a little pathway to it. And we've got our chimney, because we do have a fireplace on the inside. So get these go up here. There we go. I like how it looks when you have the smoke curling out of the chimney because there's an actual fireplace. And I don't like what I don't like is that the curved roof piece doesn't match up with the walls. I'm not sure why, but there's this little gap that shows up right at the bottom, and I couldn't get rid of it, so it's just left there. Alright, now I'm starting to add in some other things here. Like, we got our dining table and some chairs to go around it. And it was really hard to pick which dining table to use. I find the round ones, they seem to take up a lot more space, but with only 4 chairs around it, it was okay. And I put the mushroom seats out, so they started off with them all being pink, but then I decided to change them all up and be different colors. And I want to have a little grill out here, so it starts off in that little nook. I don't think it stays there. I think it ended up being moved. And I've got a little stump there too. I think that's the one that has the rabbits in it. And yeah. And what else do we need? So we don't have very much furniture in our living room yet, so I put a couple of armchairs in. They're all different. Everyone's just, so there's a rocking chair and 2 mismatched armchairs. I like the mismatched look. I think it looks more natural. I mean, like, if you have a house like that, you probably have a lot of mismatched furniture. And we have some pink lights in here. And I have a little shelf with a bunch of plants. I've got a music stand, or actually it's more like a book stand. And there's an urn there. I just put it there because I thought it looked. And I put a ton of plants in. I put a lot of plants in all of the builds actually, but there are a lot of plants in the living room. And then in the bedroom I put the luggage, and I put a little yoga mat outside under the tree. There's a little guitar. Actually, there's 2 guitars. There's 2 different pink ones. And I put the wishing well in here. I tried to size it down, but the head stays the same size, so I just made it a little bit smaller garden. Put some pots in. I put some pots near the door too. And let's see. Oh, and some bookshelves in the living room as well. Almost like a built-in. was having a hard time. They weren't snapping together the way I wanted them to go, but ended up okay. And I have some fireplace tools as well, a little milk can. And then in the kitchen, I thought the walls looked a little bare, so I put some upper cabinets in as well. And I put a little bit of clutter in there as well, which actually was very hard to get everything to sit up on top of the shelves. But so I didn't put much up on top, but I did put some clutter around. I'm not sure if having that chicken there for the eggs will interfere with the stand mixer. I don't think it should. I've had some trouble with the stand mixer in corners though, so hopefully it's not. Hopefully it wouldn't cause a problem. And then I put some paintings up around. Some of them are sized up because they're actually really small to begin with, but I think they look better when they're bigger. And some curtains on some windows that didn't have any. And I think we're almost done here. More curtains. And oh, we cut a little soap dish, bathroom stuff. It's funny, I don't actually use clutter much when I'm playing, but when I'm building, I put a lot of clutter in. So, but I mean, my house is all clutter. But anyways, let's go on a tour now, and its tour is actually probably longer than the house itself. But anyways, so here we are. You can see the stand and our garden here. And then we'll go into the house. And there you can see the kitchen and into the dining room right from the front door. But over to our left here, we have our greenhouse. It's right off the kitchen, very handy. And then we still have this huge kitchen here. I can't believe how big this kitchen ended up being for a tiny house like this. Little table and chair. And then we have all of our other things here, and there's a nice little picture of our dining room, and then we'll go into the living room here and take a look at this. A lot of pink. Very, very pink. I probably would have put a pink ceiling in too if I could have, but I thought it was a little much. I thought the white ceilings were okay. And I don't like that the ceilings look kind of blue, but there's not a lot I can do about that. Hopefully it'll be fixed in the next update, which will probably be coming either tomorrow or next week. So, and there's our little nectar making area with a little light and a light switch. And we've got a little leaf print thing on the wall. And all we have left to look at is our washroom here. So, got that. It looks very cute. I love it. I wish I had a bathroom that looks like this. Alright, so I'm going to go outside now and we'll take a look outside because there's a lot to look at out here too. So we'll go along here. We've got a drinks tray sitting on top of that stump, and then we've got a lot of seating out here actually. And we've got our laundry, and we've got the yoga mat, and this is the back of the house. And then down here we have our chickens and our goats. That's the little livestock area. And we've got lots of pink flowers around here. And then there's our garden. And actually you can see briefly there is another build coming after this one. I made a community center. So this is our pink house. So I hope you enjoyed it. So I have two versions of this actually up on the gallery. So this is a quick view of all of the houses. There. So this is all of the houses before I built the little community center. And I saved it all to the gallery. And I called it the Tiny Town Shell Challenge. But there wasn't really a lot of space, so it's town and shell are one word. There's no space in between them. So it is 7 bedrooms and 7 bathrooms because this is separated into distinct little areas that you could make it into apartments. But I prefer not to upload things as apartments because if you don't have for rent, then it won't work. And it's really a pain to download apartments and put them into your game, I've discovered. So this is uploaded just as the individual, or not as apartments, but as one large lot with 7 little houses on it. And it uses a ton of packs, and I'm very sorry about that, but yeah, 7 houses. Pretty much every pack. Alright, so, yeah, so I changed this here so it says tiny shell challenge, I think is how I put it. Let's see, tiny shell challenge. Okay, so that's everything today. So thank you for watching, and I will be putting up the last episode hopefully on Sunday. I was a little late this week because I wasn't able to get it up yesterday, but I'm putting it up today. So thank you for watching, and if you're new here, don't forget to click like and subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye!